What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel Sleepy Drippy. Today I'm going to go over with you and give you some top choices for me to be able to go ahead and do your Players Cup 3 grind with. So let's get right into it. But before we do, go ahead and leave a subscription down below and leave a like on the video. And let's get straight into it. This is going to be a very quick video. Again, it's me just explaining my top 3 picks for Players Cup 3 qualifications. And first we're going to go with Scorch Valley. This is the variant I personally like better. There's a lot of success with the other variant that uses Trachis. It's more like a little bit more fireboxy, but personally I've liked this. I feel like Valley helps recover from late game reset stamps if somebody reset stamps you, like a Pika Rom and stuff like that. And Eturn GX can really take one hit KOs. You have to be careful using Eturn though. Eturn can lose you games because you're using Eturn for an aggressive swing with its GX attack. Hot Burn GX, this attack does 50 damage times the amount of fire energy attached to this Pokemon, and Burning Road allows you to take energies off the board and kind of like when you switch them into the active, he kind of just pulls fire energy toward him. So that's how you can do a Hot Burn GX. So that could be, you know, a great end game swing, just knock whatever's out in the active and take your final prizes that way. Valley just, again, like I said, helps us recover if we ever get stamped and stuff like that. So overall, Senti has been a big force currently in the online metagame. But yeah, I think again, this protects you from those late game stamps that sometimes welder decks tend to like lose to reset stamp hard, because their only draw supporter is welder, and by the end game you probably used a couple of Dennis Crobats and welders to get set up and swinging. So if they knock you out, reset stamp you, that's one way you can lose. So and then we also play One Wondrous Labyrinth. It's great because you only need, honestly, it doesn't matter, you want to have a lot of energy on your Scorch. So once you get that 3 energy, it doesn't matter, you're just adding damage to your Pokemon. Meanwhile, your opponent's Pokemon need that like extra energy to attack, so it hurts them more than it does you. So that's great. Early game, you can kind of push back your opponent from attacking an extra turn. And then we have as my second choice, I'm gonna go with Eturn. I'm playing a very different Eturn than most lists are. There's a lot of poison alternatives. I haven't tried myself. It just seems a lot more inconsistent in my eyes. But what this list is going for is mainly consistency. Yes, I have hammers, but hammers kind of help you out in a lot of matchups, like the Decigoons matchup, because you can knock off the energy as using a combination of Crushing Hammer and Yveltals. You can knock off energies and preventing from attacking, and then eventually take KOs with Yveltal using a combination of Derail and Clutch, and even attacking with the Crobats to poison them. You can eventually get them to a range where Clutch can finish them off, or even possibly Zigzagoon. And if they're not attacking because you're knocking energy off with Crushing Hammer and also derailing them when you could, especially the special energies or aromatic grass energies that they're using now, you can't poison them with Crobats. So that kind of defeats that purpose. So you just continue, derail them, knock that energy off, and then do Venomous Fang with Crobat. Since he is a little bit bulkier and can take a little bit more of attacks, you poison him, do some chip damage with that, and then finish it off with Yveltal. It's still a rough matchup with Decigoons, but it makes that game not an auto loss, I feel. And then we play, Capture Energy just to set up our Pokemon and have our Eternatus VMAX attacking as quickly as possible. This allows us to basically attach, if we go second, we can go ahead and go Power Accelerator on our Eternatus with Capture Energy, and then have another one set up with 1 energy as well, so we have 2 energy on board in case like they try to Crushing Hammer us and stuff like that. And then we play Dark City just to be able to move in and out, and 3 switches. If I had to add anything, I'd probably add another switch here, but I doesn't feel bad with 3 switch because Hiding Dark also helps us move in and out of the active when we need to. So That's not bad. Again, we're going mainly for consistency here. Poison Eturn does do a little bit more damage, but for this, I mainly just want to get that consistency out of Eturn and stuff like that. And then again, like I said, the Decigoons matchups kind of becomes a little bit, you know, of a game, because you can smack them with evil tools and stop them from attacking with crushing hammers possibly. So let's go on to the next deck, and honestly this is probably the one I'm going to be playing a lot, if not all my games with, and that is Pikarom. Pikarom is just insane. Pikarom is just hyper consistent. It's when everyone thought this deck was gonna die when Colossal came, it didn't. It found a way. Everyone thought it was gonna die in general with Eternatus, didn't. Found a way. Everyone's saying it's gonna die with when Urshifu's come out. I have a feeling it's gonna find a way to resurrect. Who knows? But Pikarom is just very consistent. You have so many options with Pikarom. You can accelerate energy with Bolt and V using Electrify as going second, and then you can eventually do Bolt Storm. Bolt Storm can quickly add up and do some insane numbers. 30 more damage for each electric energy attached to all your Pokemon is insane. And for a 2-prizer, so you can, this deck easily can go, you can go ahead and you can have your opponent knock out a Pikarom, then a Bolton, then another 3-prizer, essentially making them take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 prize game, make them play an 8-prize game. And then causing them to, and then you can, again, great comeback ability with Reset Stamp. Making them play that 8-prize game is basically when they take that last kill and you bring them down to 1 prize, you can just reset stamp them and KO them, and then just come back from this behind us. The deck has the ability to come back from 6-1. So, and then you have options: Pikarom and Zekrom full blitz doing 150 and accelerating 3 energy. That's insane. That's 3-6, that's a 90 extra damage bolting can do just by using a full blitz, and you already did 150. And tag ball for 200 damage, that's nice just to use 200, but get 6 energy on a Pikarom. You can knock out several things on the bench because you could snipe something on the bench for 170. And then we're playing Choo-Choo mainly for that tandem shock. When we switch it in and out of the active, doing 160, and then we paralyze your opponent. Sometimes, you know, you do Reset Stamp and then paralyze in late game. That's another way for opponents to lose the game. You Reset Stamp them and then paralyze them. They can't switch out. They're done. And then Tapu Koko, Dance of the Ancients, again, lets us recover energy, lets us accelerate energy on our board, get our attacker set up, and then we play 2 Mewtwo Mews. This is mainly to be able to deal with Colossal. We mainly go the Mewtwo route when we play Colossal, but overall in general this is just a great attacker because it can just copy Pikarom and Choo-Choo's attacks and everything, so not bad. And then we play general draw engines of the Dene, Crobat, and an Eldegoss V just to get back supporters if we need to. Sometimes we draw very aggressively with the deck and we get rid of supporters like bosses and stuff like that we might need. So this can we play this end game to boss something up for the last couple prizes that could win us the game there. And then we play 4 Crushing Hammers, and I know there's like flip-flop with Crushing Hammers in Pika, but mainly Pika. We were discussing this on Cilio's Network's Twitch stream the other night, and Crushing Hammer basically can win you the Eturn matchup. Eturn matchup is very favored toward Eternatus, but Crushing Hammer getting 1 heads can bring the matchup to 50-50, and getting another heads brings up the matchup a little bit more in favor of Pikarom. So basically what you basically with hammers, if you don't mind taking an auto loss to kind of basically Eturn, go ahead, take out the hammers. But if you don't want to lose the Eturn like completely flat out, add any hammers. It's what you decide, what you think the meta is going to be looking like. If Eturn decides to drop, maybe Crushing Hammers isn't that needed. But again, just having that crushing hammers is great. Knocking off energy off of Pokemon can really help Pikarom come back sometimes. And then again, this full list is coming from Celio's network as well, Luke Morsa, and I think it's good. The only change, which I think he's going to test eventually too, is he had 2 chaotic swells. I took 1 chaotic swell and put in a great catcher, and I think he's going to do that eventually as well and test that. I think great catcher is just great. Again, you can just that's just great catcher allows you to research and gust in the same turn or draw. There's sometimes where you just like great catch, that's just a great combination, being able to draw things and then go back and take things out. And then we're playing Speed Lightning. Big Charm also helps that Eturn matchup and stuff like that, and also maybe the ADP matchup. We can put a Big Charm on like a Dedenne or Crobat so that ADP doesn't just take an easy KO, and then we just round out the deck with a 10 lightning energy. We play 1 tag switch instead of 2 energy switches because tag call is just great. It's just better than 2 energy switches. There's a lot of times, and I agree, Luke also mentioned this in one of his streams, that he just felt like the 2 energy switches were always dead cards. Meanwhile, the 1 tag switch was always game changing. And I feel the same way, so I'm going with it as well. But yeah, that's just the list for the 3 decks that I probably am gonna mess around with for Players 3 qualifier. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Feel free to leave a like down below, leave a subscription, and let me know any comments what deck you think is great for Players Cup qualifiers. I hope you guys have a good day, and peace.